Sooner, live at Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Welcome to the OU Huddle on the Sooner Sports Network from Learfield. Presented by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Also brought to you by Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. Now, here's the voice of the Sooners, Toby Rowland.
Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. It's that time every week where we get to talk about our beloved Sooners for a couple of hours. Next hour, basketball. Porter Moser and Jenny Baranczyk will be here. This hour, once again this week, we're talking about our two unbelievably successful and outstanding gymnastics programs. And we start here in half hour number one with the head coach of the Sooner men, Mark Williams. Everybody, make him feel welcome. Howdy, Coach.
Howdy, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. And this is star gymnast Imre Dodonli with us here tonight as well. How are you, Imre?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you. Sooners are in the win column. They had their season opener on Sunday at McCaslin Fieldhouse, a victory over the Air Force in which they put up the biggest score of the year for any team in the nation so far. That means you're ranked number one in the country, Coach. So, boy, how'd you feel about the performance in the opener?
I felt good. You know, I felt like with the personnel we put on the floor, most everybody did a really good job. We had a high hit percentage. We had energy from the guys, and everyone looked a little better than they had in practice. So
yeah.
I was not as perturbed as Emery looked at me on Friday and was like, Coach, you seem mad.
Well, Emery didn't participate because of an injury, so he was out of the firing line on that. But you had some gamers, it sounds like. They stepped up when the lights came on Sunday.
Arthur was great. 3 events. He's probably our gymnast of the week. He did it really well. We're going to see Brigham in the next segment. He did 4 events, did very well on those. So those 2 guys were very good. That's Brigham, or that was Arthur, and this is Leo going right now on floor. We were great on floor, like right out of the gate. First 4 guys were awesome. Pommel horse, we had a good score. There's Zach Nunez, Ignacio finishing up. He had the second highest score in the country on pommel horse. Ring routine there from Matt that we talked to last week. He had a very good day on 3 events, did a great job. Vault team was pretty solid, another vault by Arthur. And P-bars wasn't bad. We weren't maybe as sharp as I wanted to be, but put up 50 plus on every event, which no other team in the country has done.
And you're going to be even stronger when this young man rejoins the lineup in a little bit. Emery has been battling an injury, but you're going to be back this weekend, sounds like, maybe?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah? How you feeling? You back to 100% or close enough to get out there?
Yeah, I've been building back, getting back to my old routines, especially with this new code, just trying to get the rust off. So, but I'm feeling more ready and more confident.
What was, you don't have to tell me, but what was the injury?
I broke my hand during practice, but luckily it wasn't
out of anger, right? You didn't go punch a locker or anything like that. That's good. That's good. We wouldn't want. How'd you do it?
I was on horse and I was doing a flop. And my finger got caught and then just snapped.
Ow.
Luckily it wasn't like displaced.
Right.
So it was aligned. So it was a quick recovery.
How hard was it to just watch this week and not be able to go help your team out there?
It wasn't hard, but I was just psyched to want to come back even more, and I was just really, really proud of my team. And just watching those guys step up and do their job was really motivating to me and inspiring. So
this segment brought to you by Community Coffee, family-owned Community Coffee, the official brewed coffee of OU Athletics. Taste the difference family makes. I want to talk to you about your Olympic experience here in a second, but what does Emery mean to the team, both as a participant and just as a teammate?
Well, he was a great cheerleader. You know, he was talking in the ear of all the guys before they were going. I could hear him. I knew his presence was there with the guys. So whether he was competing or not, he was being a great teammate, good captain. And when he gets out there to compete, he's also one of the best on the 4 events that he's doing for our team. So having him come back on floor, he's going to put up a big routine that has a lot of difficulty. He has a great vault. His P-bars is also easily going to go in the lineup for us, as well as high bars. So those 4 events, he's been good enough in practice that he's beat out the next guy, and we feel like he's ready to get back on the floor at the Rocky Mountain Open this weekend.
Emery, 5-time All-American, ranked number 1 last year on the floor in the country. By the way, you mentioned Arthur did good. That was a theme. Everybody that was on the show last week, I think, didn't Burgoyne win rings, right?
Yeah.
And then Jordan Bauer won the all-around for the ladies. Bryson Goodine went out and hit 9 3-pointers for the men's basketball team. It was good luck, Emery.
Yeah.
It was good luck to be on the show last week. So that bodes well for you. I want to talk about your Olympic experience. So you were in the Paris Olympics this past year participating for Turkey. You won the national championship for Turkey to make the Olympic team. What was that experience like for you?
That experience was I can't really say it in words. It was just something that I would never take back, and it wouldn't have happened if I wasn't in this program. Didn't have the coaches with me by my side and my teammates, and it just being able to consistently work in like a positive trend really gave me that consistency in my routines, and knowing that I was at that level was really inspiring.
Were there some pinch me moments while you were there? Either, I don't know, did you go to the opening ceremonies?
Oh, well, we were competing the day before,
Okay.
like after the ceremony, so we didn't go to the
That
ceremony.
stinks. I didn't schedule that very well
Yeah.
for you. But were you looking around going, man,
it was really
I'm
cool.
at the Olympics. Man.
Yeah. When I went to the village, the Olympic Village, just watching all those athletes walk around, I was just like, wow.
Who's the coolest person you saw? Be from any country.
There was one cyclist from Belgium who won the race. I think I saw him while we were eating.
Okay.
So it was really cool.
I thought he might say LeBron, but he went with a cyclist or something. The experience, I would imagine, Coach, that he got from being in the Olympics has to, you would imagine, help your team and help Emery this year.
Absolutely. We enjoyed watching on TV. Like, they had his whole rotation as part of the television broadcast, and he finished the meet fantastic. Like, you could see he was excited to be there and had put everything out there on the floor, and it was just fun to be able to watch, And I know about that experience of being in the village. I met Yao Ming one time.
Oh, my gosh.
And got a picture with them.
No way.
I do, and I showed my son, and he's like, "You're at his kneecaps."
I would like to see that photo. I bet that's fantastic. Well, what was your assessment of how the guys performed on Sunday? Watch as an assistant coach watching.
I think the guys did great, especially with 3 of the main competitors that usually compete that weren't on there. Like the younger guys really stepped up, and the people that haven't really competed or felt that competition feeling really honed in, and they look professional doing it. So I was really proud of them.
You and Fuzzy were just having to watch, but cheerleaders and rooting the guys on anyway. All right, Coach, tell me what surprised you about how you performed? Anybody or anything surprise you about meet number one? You never know right out of the blocks how they're going to look.
I was really happy with Arthur and also Matt. Like, those guys that were here last week. I mean, Arthur won vault, so it is good luck to be on the show. And I put Matt in on parallel bars kind of at the last minute out of a hunch that he was just doing well. And he stepped up all 3 events. He'd never competed on parallel bars before for us and did a great job. So those guys were really good. And like I said, Brigham's here now, and he did 4 events really well. One of my complaints, though, is we got to get better at landings. We had no sticks.
Zero?
Zero. You counted, 12 or 13 at one time. You need to be on the broadcast, too.
Listen, you had that hack Bart Connor, I think, calling it this week. And so we got to get – no, that was – yeah, we're going to build to that. I think it was 10.
Yeah,
Maybe it was 10 that day, but we'll build that. You had 0.
We went over whatever the projection was. I remember that.
You did. Exactly right. you had, I know, a couple of your former gymnasts are assistants at the Air Force. This happens for you frequently because you've been such a successful coach and for so long that there's a lot of guys around the country that either coached with you or was a gymnast for you. So that's got to be a thrill, though, when you see your guys go on to
Yeah, it was
become coaches.
really awesome. Those guys are great. You know, they came back in the gym. It kind of felt like old home, you know, like an alumni thing. And I even was kind of yelling at these guys. I'm like, we've got Josh and Genki, and we've got Serge and Mike Reed. These are all the assistants for both programs. I think they could beat you guys right now. You know, right?
Emery doesn't believe you. Oh, no. Emery, you're sitting here and you're mild-mannered, but I've seen you out there. You get fired up once the lights come on. So you're a leader for this program now, not just because you're an upperclassman, but you're one of the best gymnasts in the country. You like that role? You like being a leader?
It's been challenging. I'm not really much of a vocal person when it comes to leading an entire team, and during this summer I really learned how to embrace that and try to lead the younger guys into the correct direction. So
you've been impressed with the younger guys so far?
Yeah, I've been impressed with the sophomores. The freshmen are starting to get the hang of it a little bit, and I'm really, really proud of the people that really stepped up this last weekend, and it's especially Arthur, Brigham, Matt, and all of the other guys who competed. They've done really, really good. So
well, we're about to add you to the lineup, so things are about to get better. Yep. Good luck out in Colorado Springs this week, buddy. Emery Dodonley, we'll talk about the Sooners' first road trip. They are headed to Colorado Springs this week with Brigham Frenthewin when we come back here at Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Stay with us.
The Huddle is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. Riverwind Casino, good times, great rewards. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The Trails Golf Club of Norman, where you'll experience everything you love about golf and more.
Everybody, we're at Rudy's. We're talking men's gymnastics, and we are joined now by Sooner gymnast Brigham Frenthewin. How you doing, Brigham?
Good.
Good to have you here. I'm doing great.
Thank you.
Boy, you're from Cheyenne, Wyoming, right?
Yep. A lot of people like to say no man's land.
No man's land.
The least populated state in the United States.
You grew up there?
Yeah. So we moved when I was about 3 to Utah, and I lived there until I was about 7 or 8. And then we moved back. But, yeah, both of my parents are from there. They were middle school sweethearts, and so I practically grew up there.
That's awesome. So. But you trained in Denver, correct?
So, yes, my senior year. So most of my junior year, and as I was my last year, my gym had shut down in Wyoming. And clearly Wyoming's not a very popular state, and there's not a lot of population. So that was the only gym in gymnastics place to train. It was in Wyoming, and so when that shut down, I actually had a host family in Colorado that let me stay with them for my senior year. And yeah, that was at 5280 Gymnastics, and luckily there too, there's gymnast Yul Moldar.
Yeah,
probably know of him. Yeah.
Heard of him, yeah.
Maybe he's popular a little bit, but yeah. So that was the gym that Yul trained at, and so that was really helpful because Yul helped kind of navigate me through the collegiate world, junior world, going into the collegiate world. So Yul was really, really helpful in that transition, and the host family that allowed me to live with them and train at 5280 was a blessing.
5280, I assume, refers to the elevation.
Yep.
Yeah, in
Yes,
Denver.
Yep.
So
Mile high.
we're going to Colorado Springs this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Host family or anybody going to be able to make it over? Friends or family come see you?
Family will be there. Family
Good.
will be there for sure. It's a little bit of a trek, but yes, family will be there, and a lot
Closer
of
than
friends.
Oklahoma is.
A lot closer,
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of 5280 friends and just former gymnasts and current gymnasts will be there, so we will have a lot of home crowd.
Coach, I know you were talking before. We were talking before the show. You're really proud at how this young man has improved since he's been here?
Yeah, his senior year, Yule kind of was like, this kid, he's got some potential, but he's got a lot to work on. And then he showed up and had grown, 6 inches or something?
Yeah, so when I got to OU, I was like, we'll give myself some leeway. We'll say 102 pounds.
Oof.
And I was like barely 5 foot, and now I'm like 150 and almost 5'8", but we'll say 5'7".
Okay, we'll say 5'7". Yeah.
So I've grown a lot.
That's good.
Yeah, and normally that's difficult to adjust to the new height, new weight, your body composition, everything else. So his freshman year was a struggle.
Yeah, it was a struggle, but it was worth the struggle for sure.
Yeah, and he surprised me. So by the end of his sophomore year, he started getting on some events, and then his junior year, he was fantastic and got in the floor lineup by being better than the other guys, earned a spot, and now is a 4-event guy for us this year.
4 events, yeah. And you had a career high in what was it, bars, rings, right?
Rings,
this
yes,
week. Yeah.
Yes.
Career high.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, who would have thought I was on rings? I'm serious. Like coming in being so small, like I'm not lying to you. Like when I was a freshman, I looked like I could have been easily a 12-year-old going to college. Mark my words. If you find a photo of me out there, like you will say, yeah, he looks so young. And I mean, now I still look young, but it's a lot different. My body's changed a lot. And yeah, so. But with that, like the reason why I was so small is like my whole life I had been smaller. And so didn't think much of it, but when I was about 17, myself and my parents were kind of like, hey, maybe something's up. And we went to the doctors, and they were like, okay, we're going to do like scans and whatnot. And with my brain, they found like a benign tumor, so not cancerous, but that's what was restricting my growth. And so.
Really?
Yep. And so they had me on growth hormone for 2 years, and then here I am now. So
is everything okay now?
Yeah, everything's great now. We after that, I don't need anything medically, and I don't know. I would call that a blessing. So
yeah, I would call it a blessing too.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm sorry you went through that, but that's had to be a scare. But I'm glad we're on the other side of it now.
Definitely a scare, but everything happens for a reason. So
yeah. Well, good deal, and congratulations on, since you stepped on campus, you've gotten better and better and better, and now obviously a pivotal part of the team this year. Coach, the Rocky Mountain Open is pretty much an annual event for you guys to participate in out there. Who all's going to be there this year?
Top team, Stanford will be there. Air Force hosts, so they'll be there. Nebraska's a good team. They'll also be there. Arizona State has a team that will be there as well. Some of the Rocky Mountain club teams have a group that'll be there. So there'll be actually 6 events going on all at one time. It's also a qualifier for the Winter Cup, which is making the national team again. Yeah. So individuals, teams, it'll be a big competition. It's, I competed in the Rocky Mountain Open in 1976, so it's been going on for a while.
Here's a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by the Trails Golf Club. Rocky Mountain Open, then Illinois here, then at Ohio State. After that, it is a very tough schedule ahead for you guys. Now, I don't remember if we talked about it here on the radio show, Coach, but a lot of changes this year in men's gymnastics. The biggest of which, 4 up, 4 count. There's no more freebie now. So how did that go, and how were all the scoring changes that came about this year for you guys in week 1?
We've known about a lot of the scoring changes since the Olympics. They do a change every 4 years. So I think we were very ready for it. In terms of what we did this weekend, we stayed within ourselves, did all the gymnastics that was pretty consistent. The judges did a really good job. We didn't have to inquire about any scores.
Wow. So
we constructed the routines in a way that promoted good gymnastics and good scores. And I think, we don't want to do too much too early. So there were some cases where we were a little conservative. A couple guys did vaults that were pretty easy for them. Still got a decent score, didn't jeopardize their health by going for something they weren't ready for. And this weekend going up against Stanford, we'll have a little higher bar to meet. Illinois comes in. They're always a team that's tough during the regular season. We got beat at Champaign last year, so to me, that's a grudge match. We really want to step up and show them that, on our place, nobody beats us in McCaslin. So getting Emery back, we're going to get Kelton Christensen back, who was out last week as well. Nico Hamilton's getting very close to joining us soon. So it seems to be we're trending in the right direction.
4 up, 4 count ramps up the pressure for everybody now. So did you enjoy it, or did you feel it? Did you feel the more pressure?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, even just it was funny. I was looking up at the scoreboard and just seeing 4 guys was like, wow, it's only 4 of us now, and usually it's 5, but it's more pressure. So yeah, that was definitely something that I did realize, and it does play a factor. And actually, this meet was the first time I had been in an anchor spot, and so really navigating that was interesting this meet, but it was a challenge that I embraced.
Do you like it? Do you like the change to 4 up, 4 count?
I just, I'm about opportunity. I hate the fact that we have less opportunity in gymnastics.
Fewer guys can participate.
Right, but the budgetary side of it makes sense. Speed of the meets makes sense. So, we're going to do what we have to do to survive.
What is the one or maybe the biggest thing that you miss from Wyoming that they don't have here? It could be a restaurant. We could be whatever.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's the mountains.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We don't have a lot of mountains
But I will
around
say
here,
also my family, of course, because they're not here. But
that's
mountains,
a given. Yeah, I appreciate, just in case they're watching, family's what he wanted to say first.
Exactly.
But you miss the mountains. So.
Yeah, the mountains. Yeah.
You ski?
No, I don't really ski. I mean, being a gymnast my whole life, you kind of want to stay away from that. You don't want to get injured.
Hurt. Yeah, I could get hurt. So.
But yeah, I used to do a lot of hiking, and so the mountains are my thing.
Good job answering the skiing question like that with Coach sitting here, by the way. You did a good job.
Thank you.
Brigham, congratulations on the great start. Good luck in Colorado Springs and all season long. We look forward to watching you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Coach, congratulations on the great start. Number 1 ranked team in the nation. At least 1 point every year since 2001. OU has been ranked number 1 in the nation. That's 23 consecutive years now, and they start this year ranked number 1. So good luck out in Colorado Springs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. KJ Kindler and her women's gymnastics team here when we come back at Rudy's.
Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Sooner Kids Club presented by OG&E. And brought to you in part by Orthodontics exclusively, Mathis Home, and Devon Energy. OU's 2024 football games are available on Exitos 96.5 FM in Oklahoma City and 101.5 FM El Patron in Tulsa, as well as on those stations' websites. Each OU Spanish broadcast will feature a 30-minute pregame show and a 15-minute postgame show. The best place to gear up for game day is shop.soonersports.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We continue the gymnastics hour now, and we're talking about the Sooner women. Please welcome head coach KJ Kindler, everybody. Hi, Coach. And one of her stars, one of the great gymnasts in all of America, Audrey Davis, with us here again tonight. How are you, Audrey?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks for being with us. This segment is brought to you, by the way, by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Last segment brought to you by the Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. Coach, congratulations. Last week you sat here. We were talking about the big event coming to Oklahoma City. 4 of the top 6 teams in the country going to be there, and they were, and you guys were spectacular. The best score in the nation early this year, and you won it. It was impressive.
You're giving me goosebumps even saying that. It was huge, actually. Huge for us to win that meet. The best of the best were there. Certainly the reigning champ, who who we knew were going to fight to the finish. And it was a fight to the finish to the very last routine. And it was just really exciting. What I love, the Sooner fans, they came out and the place was packed and it was rocking. And I don't know that the other teams loved that so much, but I loved it. And I know our team loved it. And I was really excited about maybe new fans we were gaining in that moment in Oklahoma City. So.
Well, tell us about, what you started on beam. You mentioned that last week. That's odd for you. And then right out of the gates, Faith Torres nailed hers and you were off and running from there.
Yeah, balance beam is a difficult event to start on because you have a lot of adrenaline when you start a meet. So you're all geared up and, that's why most of the time at a home meet, you'd see someone start on vault. They're going. Beam, you have to have more control. You have to have a calmness about you. And Faith is exhibiting that right here. Like no one's more calm than Faith when she does balance beam. So Audrey Davis starts our beam lineup. She's a national champion. Faith anchors our lineup. She's a national champion. So I felt pretty good about the odds starting on beam.
That's pretty good. You guys shared the title last year, you and Faith. By the way, Faith's going to be with us here next segment. And then I'm sure we'll see it here in a little bit, Audrey, but you won the bars 9-9-7-5, and we're magnificent all across the board. But was it fun? Was the atmosphere and everything fun?
Yes, it was incredible. I mean, being away from home technically, but being so close to home, having Sooner Nation show up and show out for us was so much fun, and being able to do Boomer Sooner with the entire crowd and hearing it echo in there was absolutely amazing, and the energy was just awesome.
Did it have a little bit of a kind of a national championship feel to it?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. We were saying that it feels like a national championship in January, It was so much fun, though, and all the teams were so amazing, and they had so much energy, so it allowed us to have even more energy, too, and we were just building off of each other. It was an amazing meet.
Kind of a message sender, maybe, Coach, for you guys early in the season?
I think for us, coming off last season, and we've talked about this, people aren't knowing what to expect, but you should expect the same Oklahoma you always would expect. So we're ready. We're seasoned. We have seasoned veterans on our team, but we also have this amazing freshman class. There's just a lot of variety on our team, and I think people should, expect the same consistency, the same excellence that they've always come to expect from our program.
Audrey, we're so glad you're back this year. You had a decision to make. You didn't have to. So why? Why did you decide to give it another year?
I mean, just having the opportunity to be able to come back was so incredible to have. I mean, not everybody has that opportunity. So being offered that chance, I wanted to take it, and I think it only took me like 2 days to tell her yes in the moment. And I was just like, my body is healthy. I feel great. And having another opportunity to be able to go out there and compete with these girls and just for the University of Oklahoma, there was no doubt about it.
Had to make you happy.
Yes, I was
would
elated.
Yeah.
Yes. First of all, you don't come across athletes like Audrey Davis every day. And you certainly don't get an extra year. I mess with her all the time now. I'm saying, and so for your 6th year, here's what we're going to do. And we just laugh. But it's really cool. She did snap up the opportunity right away, and just got a huge heart. She's a great example to our athletes of like true passion and love for the sport. It's hard work. Anything you do at that level is hard. But she finds a way to find joy in it every single day, and it's a great example to our team.
You make the bar look so effortless. Like, I know it's not, but you just float through the air. You stick it so easily. I mean, I know it's thousands of hours of practice, but Coach, it looks easier for her than for everybody else. She makes it look effortless. She's
the best bar swinger in the nation, and I think if you asked any coach, they would say the same thing. Yeah. She's just special on that event, and it's not just her talents. Of course, it takes a lot of work and a lot of training, but her toe point, her like natural ability to swing, and it's hours and hours and hours of really hard work.
9-9-7-5 is the most aggravating score.
She gets it all the time.
Because that
so
means,
annoying.
That means one judge gave her a 10.
Yes.
And the other one didn't. And you got to be like, come on. Like, for real? Is that,
She has the most 9-9-7-5s in the history of the sport on bars.
Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
How many 10s are we working with now? One 10? Come on. Come on. What are you doing, judges?
Just
She's
one.
the best in the country. Lighten up just a little bit. Do you set personal goals?
I do. I always do. I'm a big goal setter. I set personal goals, and I also have things written down for our team and team goals too that I keep in my mind, and I think that helps me every day when I go into the gym and what I'm there for and what I'm working towards.
Do you share your personal goals, or is that a private thing?
I mean, I don't think.
You're on television right now and radio, so you don't have to say anything. You don't.
I mean, I do share them for people that ask, but I don't have that many people that ask me what.
I'm asking you right now. So
well,
yeah.
I mean, for me right now, myself, I have them written down on my desk. I have them in a little journal, and my goals for this year are to just be the best teammate I can be and be a good leader. I'm having this opportunity to come back another year when a lot of people don't have that. I want to be able to give my wisdom to the people around me and help them where I can. And I mean, also just do my best gymnastics. That is given for me. That's a big goal for me always, no matter what I'm doing, is being the best gymnast I can be. So being a good leader and setting a good example for the people around me is something that is really important to me this year too.
You were watching the national championship performance from last year there. Is it wild to think, I mean, you remember when you were a freshman, right?
Yes.
And now here we are, you're talking about being a leader and passing on a legacy and all that kind of stuff. Is it wild to think that you're at that point now?
Yeah,
How
sometimes,
fast it went?
Yeah, it went by so fast, and sometimes I'm even like, I don't even know what's going on. Sometimes I feel like I'm still so young, but at the same time I have so much experience and knowledge, and it's crazy to be able to say that I'm a fifth year and that I'm helping others through this experience, and just I want them to have the best experience and as much knowledge as I can give them to help them with what they're going through. I think that's what I want to do this year.
Before we get out of here, as much fun as Oklahoma City was, you get to be in the LNC for the first time this Friday. Missouri coming to town for the SEC opener. You excited to be in front of the home folks? I mean, you were in front of a bunch of the home folks last week, but in your home gym on Friday.
Yes, we're so excited. We want everybody to show up and show out for us. We are so thankful for everybody who is a season ticket holder and everybody who's buying tickets. And we're just so excited because Sooner Nation is absolutely amazing, and we feel the energy whenever they're in the crowd, and they help us do better gymnastics.
Here's a look at the upcoming women's gymnastics schedule brought to you by the Trails Golf Club. Mizzou here Friday. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Then on the road, Alabama, and then Arkansas comes to the LNC. Oh, boy, this is going to be a lot of fun. Audrey, always a delight to visit with you. Thank you. Good luck. Have a great season. Audrey Davis, everybody. Faith Torres going to join us when we come back here at Rudy's. Stay with us.
We want to thank all of our Sooner Radio Network affiliates across the state and region. Fans can check out Soonersports.com for an affiliate in your area. And if you're traveling outside the state of Oklahoma, you can listen to all the action on either SiriusXM Radio or download the Varsity Network app and listen free. Taco Mayo. Big appetite, bigger savings. Download and save today. Air Comfort Solutions. Your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today.
All right, we're huddling. Welcome back. We got basketball coming up next hour, by the way. Taco Bell brings us what's on the menu. Big appetite, bigger saving. Download and save today. We'll talk more about the big Missouri matchup coming up Friday night in just a second. But right now we welcome in another of the Sooner greats. Faith Torres is with us tonight. How are you, Faith?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And we were just talking last segment. You start on the beam, and it's a little nerve-wracking. And then you go out there and just nail a 9975, and everybody goes, oh, okay, we got this. So, way to go. What a start.
Thank you.
You must have felt comfortable. I mean, you obviously feel comfortable leading things off like that and everything.
Of course. I mean, it takes a lot of practice, obviously. We do a lot of pressure sets. So, starting on beam, it's a hard event to start on.
Sure.
But our team takes that, and we ride with it. We feed off the energy from the crowd, and we did really well.
Tell me how a pressure set works.
So in the gym, we do a lot of routines and pressure sets. We show the coaches. We'll even show the whole entire gym sometimes.
Yeah.
So just to feel a little bit of the pressure when you're competing.
Yeah. As best as you can, put them make them nervous. Is that what you're trying to do, Coach?
You can never totally assimilate it, but they also have partner routines. Those are a lot of pressure because you both have to hit. If you don't, then it doesn't count. So you have to depend on someone else to be successful, and I think that's a big part of what we do.
Tell me about Faith and kind of what she means to your program.
First of all, Faith's one of the calmest people I've ever met in competition. She's like calm as a cucumber. You never see her get excited. Like, it's almost like she's just hanging out in her living room. And I think that's really unusual and really difficult to find in somebody. But she's also super joyful, always has a smile on her face, coming in the gym, like giggling, laughing, loves to be there, just has a great demeanor, friends with everybody. Everybody loves her. And honestly, on the competition floor, she's just a calming force for, I think, all her teammates.
This is Faith's national championship beam routine from last year that she shared with Audrey. It's got to be fun to watch back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel all the feels again, I think, in that moment. Yeah.
How do you stay so cool? I like watching at home. I gotta leave the room when you guys are on the beam. It's too nerve-wracking to watch. So,
Yeah.
but you're just up there, and it's nothing. I don't even know what the question is here, other than you're amazing. That's what I'm saying. That's the question.
You've just been doing it for so long, and relying on your training is such a big factor when you go out there and compete. So being calm, obviously, calm, cool, and collective. Even breaking a smile during your beam routine, I think, helps a lot too. I was just talking to the girls about it, and they're like, "You're always so like smiley on beam," and I was like, "Yeah, I think it helps cool the nerves."
I'd love to tell a cool story about this weekend.
Please.
So we had a workout day, and when they go into this is something that happens. You go into the arena and you choose which direction you're going to do your beam routine. So you're going to do a certain skill this way, a certain skill this way. You'll see different things depending on which way you choose to go. And Faith, a lot of them choose where to go based on where I'm going to stand.
Okay.
So I was going to stand at a certain end, and she was going to go that way. And she was having a hard time with one of her skills. And that night I said, if she has a hard time on the first one, I'm going to tell her to switch directions, which is not everyone would wrap their arms around that idea. But I did. After her first turn, I said, what do you think about switching directions? And instead of, she was like, yes, I'll try it. And she switched directions and nailed it right away. And what I heard was there was a gigantic smile on her face. She was mentioning smiling, but I've only done this a couple times in my career, actually asked someone to switch directions, because it can mess with them mentally. You have to know who you're talking to, and you have to know that they could handle it. And I think she completely understood what I was saying and why I thought it would work, and she did not waver the rest of the time. So it was.
That's fascinating.
It's very interesting, like some of those little nuances that you wouldn't know if you weren't coaching gymnastics that could actually have an impact.
I didn't even know you had an option. So that's fascinating. We're going to talk about that more, but I don't want to miss the opportunity to talk about Missouri. They're coming to town on Friday. Now, folks, this is back to the 90s night. If you need another reason to go other than you can see the best gymnastics team in America, it is back to the 90s night. We're talking glow sticks, photo booths, 90s music. They're giving away one of those big old boom boxes, those OU boom boxes. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, Coach, it's the SEC opener. So come on, let's fill up the Ellen. I think we're close to being sold out already. So if you don't have your tickets, let's get your tickets, because it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, we are close to being sold out. We had a goal of being over 10,000 every single meet, and we're really close right now. If you have not been, you will get hooked immediately, and you won't want to miss a single meet. So please give it a shot. And those of you who are loyal fans and have been coming over and over, I'm sure it's just as gratifying to you to look around that place and see. We took the curtain down this year, and a lot of people know what that means. We normally have a curtain on the south end. We took that down, and so there's going to be a whole group of seats right there in front of the floor exercise, which is the best. It's best to be close to it and watch, and exciting. And, yeah, we're just thrilled. We're thrilled with the fans and the turnout, and excited to get the 10,000.
10,000.
Perfect 10
10.
and 10,000.
You're not allowed to answer this, but what's your favorite song of the 90s, group, band, anything?
Oh, well, I love Prince.
Prince? Okay, that's acceptable.
Prince, but I have a lot. I am the 90s.
Yeah.
Basically, yes.
It was an unbelievable era of music, for sure. Tell me about the stage in Oklahoma City. Was it the atmosphere and everything? Did it remind you of kind of a national championship atmosphere?
Yes, for sure. It was great to see so many Sooner fans as well because we feed off of that energy a lot. And it just really helped our team, and it gave such great vibes for us.
Anything or anybody surprise you this week, Coach?
I'm continued to be super impressed with our freshmen because that's a big stage to be on.
Yeah, Lily was great again.
She was,
Yeah.
and I talked to them a little bit, and they did say it had a different feeling than the Nashville meet, and it did. It was just a bigger deal. And one thing you learn, I think freshman, sophomore year, and you can probably attest to this, is that you can't make the moment bigger than it is. You know, you're up there alone in gymnastics, and you're performing in front of everyone, and if you make the moment a little bit too big, that can affect your performance. So I think our freshmen were working out those nerves, which is awesome. We're having 4 opportunities on podium this year that will really help them, but also the crowd. You know, we had a Sooner heavy crowd in there, and that gives you nerves too because you get excited.
Yeah.
And so I've been super impressed with them. I'm sure Faith has too, with how they've been handling themselves. And those who haven't been out in competition, they're like in the alternate spot, ready to like burst into the lineup. So we have a lot of people really pushing.
Well, I got good news. You're going to have a Sooner heavy crowd again on Friday night.
I hope so.
It's going to be an all Sooner crowd. It's the home opener, folks. Friday night, 7:15 at the Lloyd Noble Center, Oklahoma and Missouri. The SEC opener as well. Make sure you get your tickets and join the party. It is a party when you come watch one of these. Faith, thanks for being here.
Thank
Good luck
you.
all season.
Thank
Coach,
you.
always enjoy talking to you. KJ Kindler, Faith
you.
Torres. We'll wrap up the huddle next. Stay with us.
Thank you to our cornerstone television partners, OU Health, OG&E, Fowler Auto Group, and Coca-Cola.
Didier Ranch's premium ranch-raised beef can be shipped anywhere in the continental U.S. Visit DidierRanch.com. That's DIDIER Ranch.com to order Didier Ranch. That'll do it for the huddle. Stay with us. We're talking basketball on Sooner Sports Talk when we come back. Stay with us.
The OU Huddle has been brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, bringing you the best in real Texas barbecue. Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. And by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Sooner Sports Network.